We'll now go through installation of the clone of the WordPress site we're going to be using. Make sure that you have a fresh, clean install of WordPress installed. And if we go to the site, we'll see a GitHub repo here. We click on that link and basically we're in here. I'm going to download the zip to the desktop. Come on down here. Unzip. And if we look inside, we'll have our backup clone here and an all-in-one plugin here. So to start with, let's go to our site. Add in that plugin, the all-in-one. Should be up to date for this workshop, but it may need updating. Let's go and install it onto the desktop. Install it. Activate. Doesn't need updating. Go to all-in-one, import from, file. Select this file here, the WPress, install it and just follow the instructions. Finish. That's it. It should be in now. It will ask us to log in, and for this one it's in the notes in the document folder. If we see in here if we open up the file or the PDF, we'll see the admin. There we are, Greece, and password is here. So if we go back to this site here, we can see it's already loaded into here. We scroll through. So we'll log in. Now if we go to our WP REST API site, we will see it. If we go to AJAX, we'll load in posts, loading in custom types. If we go to load MySQL, we won't go there yet, because we need to import a script. This is only useful if you want to use your own custom MySQL tables. But to do that, we'll go into our site tools and we'll go into phpMyAdmin. Open that up. We need to run one script, and we can see that if we go here, this one here, test SQL, literally just copy Control-A, Control-C, come into here, select our WordPress database, which is demo here. I created, that was my site, demo here. Go to SQL, paste it in, click. If we come into this table here, we will see we now have that data. It's just a simple ID and name. So now if we go back to our site, which is here, click, there we get those tables there. Now we have the whole site cloned. If we look in our FTP folder, I'm going to come into here, and if I look down here, I will see in WP-HTML, I should have a folder for demo. Let me just refresh. There it is. If we go into WP content, in our themes, I'm using GeneratePress and a child theme that holds these custom pages. So when we look at our pages and see AJAX, if we have a file in the root called page.ajax, when we click on, for example, AJAX here, we see our file path here, we get to that file AJAX. And what we've got to just do is make sure that when we're in the dashboard, that we should have by default in our settings under permalinks, post name here. So that's how we use custom pages in WordPress. And coming back in here, the files with all the functions are in this MU plugins. It's like a plugins folder, but basically they're just pure functions that get automatically installed if they're in that folder. You can't deactivate or delete them. The only way you delete them is by actually removing them from this folder. I just prefer that for the plugins, so they can't be turned on or off. And if we just open up one, we will see that they are just pure function files, nothing more than that, but they act like plugins, which we'll go into during the course. So that's the installation of the database, and all the folders are in here. And if we look in here, we can see we have code, we have all the MU plugins, we have the custom PHP pages that are in the root. We have some in the workshop, we'll be using some of these HTML files. The JavaScript is just a little test file here for our encoding later on. And in the rest, we have all our documents that we might need to help us. So that's the installation of the cloned WordCamp REST API site.